Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin, and I'm here with another life wisdom vlog. I believe this is episode 4 of the life wisdom vlog, and I'm here with Grogu, my companion, my Jedi Padawan companion, and I'm also here with my Grogu mug. I have ginger tea here, and let me just take a sip of this very, very hot tea. You can see the steam coming off the top. Wow, that's hot. You can see the steam coming off the top of the mug. So we are still in the study of this book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Dr. Deepak Chopra. We are on the second law of success called the law of giving. And I call it the law of giving and receiving because, of course, the law of giving, receiving is a dynamic flow, right? It's a dynamic flow in the universe. And in my upcoming book, which I can't wait to show you guys, it's upcoming August 5th of this year is when it will be released. Pre-orders are happening in July, but the book is called Twin Flame Union, 7 Keys to a Healthy Twin Flame Journey. So it's a step-by-step instruction booklet, instruction guide, if you will, on how to navigate your twin flame journey. But in that book, I dedicate an entire chapter to the law of giving and receiving in regards to your specific twin flame journey, because I thought that is a very important key. It's an extremely important key. Now, a lot of what I'm saying in this video is about to sound very cliche and basic, if you will, because in many videos out there on YouTube and in blogs, different vlogs, you may be hearing a lot of the same information. So it just might sound a little bit trivial, but I want you to take it to heart, because if you apply these very, very simple steps to the law of giving and receiving, you will actually notice the flow of abundance circulating more in your life. Again, very simple steps, but you will begin to see the flow circulating in your life, and it's going to change your life, actually. So let's get started with the law of giving and receiving. And I'm going just to read the opening quote at the beginning of the chapter. It says, "The universe operates through dynamic exchange. Giving and receiving are different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe. And in our willingness to give that which we seek, we keep the abundance of the universe circulating in our lives." Interesting, right? So it's divided into 3 separate principles. And I did in the first law of success, what I did was I split it into 3 videos. Now, the law of giving and receiving is pretty succinct. So since it's pretty compact and succinct, I think we can use one video to dedicate to this topic. So let's just explore first, before going through the 3 principles or the 3 steps of the law of giving and receiving. We, meaning myself and maybe some of you out there, live in the Western world. Now, more specifically, I happen to live in the United States of America, one of the richest countries, or probably the richest country on the planet. I don't know, we're in a tight squeeze with China for sure, but let's just suffice it to say one of the richest countries on the planet. And as being in one of the richest countries on the planet, many people carry around with them this notion of not having enough, this notion of poverty consciousness. Now, this notion of poverty consciousness can be in the mental realm of money, having financial flow, if you will, but it can also come in many different forms. So you can have a lack of friends, for example, or a lack of a lover, or a lack of support. or maybe a lack of job, right? In this economic climate, I mean, maybe that is the case for you. And some people might even say in this country, now again, I'm specifically targeting this to the US because I live here and I grew up here. Some people might even say that I did not have a fortunate background so that I wasn't able to get the education that I wanted. And so there's this sense of lack on so many levels for so many people. And one thing that I did hear a long time ago, I listened to a lot of spiritual gurus, motivational speakers, and this was something that I heard decades ago. And I want to attribute it to somebody, but I'm not really certain exactly where I heard it from. I mean, it could have been Wayne Dyer, it could have been Tony Robbins. In the US, we live in the richest country, or one of the richest countries in the world, and we have access to so many resources. If you think about it, before the internet was invented, we have this amazing public library system where you can find virtually any book that is printed in English that you want to find. And its access is free to all citizens of the United States. So just that alone, so when you think about the wealth of knowledge, the accessibility to knowledge and education is there. It's right there in the public library system. Now that we have the internet, education is free. You can find internet connection anywhere these days, or pretty much anywhere these days, even if you don't have a computer. If you have a cell phone, you have internet access for free. Just go to a cafe, go to Starbucks. And on the internet, you can find access to free information all over the internet. For example, this video on YouTube is free. So when we get into that poverty mindset, we get trapped in ourselves in thinking that because of my life circumstances and situations, I don't have access to A, B, C, D, or E things. And that reinforces the poverty mindset of saying, because I wasn't born into this family, because I wasn't born into this socioeconomic status, because I wasn't born into this culture or this skin color, I am unfortunate. I don't have the fortune of anything, right? Whether you're talking about money, friends, lovers, houses, whatever. And the beginning of changing that mindset of the law of giving and receiving is recognizing the abundance wherever it is on earth. So I just mentioned two things, right? Public libraries and the internet virtually being free, right? For sure, public libraries are free. And so you have access to information, you have access to education, which is going to get you places where you might not normally be able to go to if those resources did not exist, okay? When you think about like history and going to historic buildings, most of those historic buildings that you go to are free of charge. And so you can learn a lot, for example, hands-on about history. I know the Smithsonian's in Washington, D.C. are all free access to the public. So not only do we have libraries and internet, so do you see where I'm going here? Do you see where I'm going with this mentality of abundance mindset versus poverty mindset? And so the law of giving and receiving really does mean giving that which you seek in order to receive what you seek. Now, this does not mean you have to give away half of your salary to the poor in order to get back what you seek, okay? The law of giving and receiving is multifaceted. And giving of yourself could literally be like giving of your time, or it could be something as simple as like giving a gift of a smile, giving the gift of a joke to somebody, giving the gift of holding the door open at your gym as the person behind you is approaching, about to walk through. Or you can give a silent blessing. Now, the gift of giving something to everybody you come into contact with. Now, this is the first law of the principle of giving and receiving, or the first principle of the law of giving and receiving. I said that in reverse. So giving a gift to everybody that comes your way, everyone that comes your way. And it could be a compliment, a smile, a prayer, nice gesture of something. And it's just a way to show appreciation for the abundance that is coming your way, whether it be in the form of money, friendship, a lover, whatever, a job. And when you get into this practice of giving a gift to every single solitary person that you see along your way in your day, it's sending a constant message to the universe. I appreciate the fact that I am alive. I appreciate the fact that I have this air to breathe. And it just puts you into that mode of giving that which you seek. When you observe, just being an observer of a kind gesture, your serotonin levels in your brain go way up just by observing an act of kindness, of someone being kind to somebody else. And so imagine how far your wellness feelings are going to go up when you are the direct giver of that act of kindness. So many people think like, I have nothing to give. And believe me, I was in that place. Like, I've had all socioeconomic statuses, probably not millionaire or billionaire, not yet at least, but I certainly have been in poverty status, just barely making it, barely enough money to pay my bills. I've certainly been in that status. And even when I was in that mode of desperation, if you will, barely being able to pay my rent, barely being able to pay my bills, I always thought, what is something that I can do for somebody else? Because I understood this principle of the law of giving and receiving. So even if I didn't have anything monetarily to give, or even if I couldn't give somebody a piece of food because I literally couldn't afford it, what I would do was I would give of my time. So I would volunteer my time to do something, or I would give somebody a compliment. And if I saw a beggar or a homeless person on the street, I would just give them a silent prayer. I would just say, please God, bless this person today. Or I would give them a smile. So it's this constant flow of giving that will allow the giving and receiving to come back to you. Now, the second principle is the principle of receiving. And that principle of receiving is receiving all of the gifts that life has to offer me. Receiving all of the gifts every single day that life has to offer me. And so what does that look like? That looks like waking up in the morning and saying to your creator, thank you so much for the opportunity to have this day. Thank you for the opportunity for waking up in the morning. Thank you for the opportunity to have fresh air, sunlight, a cool breeze, clouds, rain, whatever it happens to be doing outside. Thank you for my home. Thank you for my bed. Thank you for my pillow. Thank you for my blankets. You get where I'm going here. It's just this sense of appreciation. Now, I know that all of us collectively who lived through 2020, 2021, and now into 2022, we learned to appreciate being with others again and going to places where we never were able to go for like a whole year. So I'll tell you what, one of my favorite places in the whole world is Disney. And oh my goodness, was I grateful when I got to step foot into Walt Disney World, which was first to open. I live close by Disneyland, but when I stepped foot again after the lockdowns into Walt Disney World, I was so incredibly grateful to have the opportunity to do that once again. I was so grateful when my gym reopened. If anything, just to be with people once again, be around people once again. So it's that constant state of just gratitude, being thankful and openly receiving all of the gifts that life has to offer you. Now, the third principle in the law of giving is giving life's most precious gifts, the gifts of caring, affection, appreciation, and love. I'm going to say that again. Giving life's most precious gifts, caring, affection, appreciation, and love. So when you are in a constant flow of giving those 4 gifts of life, caring, affection, appreciation, and love, you are truly giving that which you seek. Because what is the thing that most people want in life? Most people want like people to appreciate them. They want someone to care about them. They want someone to love them. And most people, not all, want affection, right? I know there's some odd people out there. And I'd say odd because I am so attracted to affection. I love affection. So I don't quite understand why people wouldn't want affection. There's the odd one out who's like, I don't like affection. But most people want affection, right? Most people want a hug. They want the pat on the back. They want the kiss on the cheek, right? Like most people want affection. And so when you're able to open yourself up to give those gifts that you really want to receive, more of the abundance of those gifts will tend to flow into your life. Because when you're in that space of saying like, why doesn't somebody love me? Why doesn't anybody love me? Why don't people love me? It's the universe is going to mirror back that to you. And you're going to feel even more lack. But if you go out there into the world and give love in many forms, it doesn't have to be sexual or romantic love. But when you go out into the world and give love in all of its forms, then you are again sending messages back to the universe that I am also worthy of receiving that love. And again, moving from lack mentality into abundance mentality. So I hope this was helpful today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with others who could use a little life wisdom. And thank you so much for your support of my YouTube channel. You can buy some books. I've got 9 published books. The links are all in the info box below. You can book a reading with me, and I will see you in the next video.